Okay, so since I'm driving this now, like I talked about before, there's a loose joint on the coffin on the back. And the lid is actually pulling on that joint and making it worse. So until I get what I need to fix that joint and get that held together better, we're going to remove the lid so it'll be a little easier on it when I drive around. Okay, so I tried to take the coffin lid off, but once I got the one side of the hinges loose, I realized that there was actually wires going from the base of the coffin, the bottom of it, to the lid. I suspected that there was a top piece underneath of the lid, the underside of the lid, that had a light, a red light at one time, and I believe that's the case. It doesn't work right now, but we'll have to look into that and see if we can get it working. But I guess for now the lid's gonna stay on. I'm running out of time for today, so last video it was basically a test drive, more extensive test drive after the first one. Since I made that video, I've driven it, probably put around 50 miles on it, I believe. And now we are at a point where it is currently not running again. Hopefully it's a short-term thing. You'll notice the alternator is missing. Well, if you've been watching these videos, you'll know that one of the second video or so, we had actually replaced the alternator with a brand new one. The one in it before was not working at all, to my knowledge. That's what the previous owner had told me. So we went ahead and replaced it before we even had the truck running or even moved it. Well, after driving around 50 miles, I noticed the voltage gauge started dropping, and within a couple hours it had completely died. So we took the alternator off, had it tested, and sure enough, the alternator is bad. So they have another one ordered. We're going to pick it up today and hopefully get it put on tonight and get it running again. Now, if this alternator goes out, I'm going to start asking for help in the YouTube community and see if anyone out there would know why the alternator would keep burning up like it does, or burning out, I should say. But for now, hopefully that's not the case. I haven't really done much other work to it since. I have done a little bit more cleaning on it down here in these areas on the plastic. I've cleaned those really good. I've actually went over the dash once with Armor All. I also did the kick plates on the other side, cleaned those up really good. Got my son a booster seat so he can ride in the truck without his bulky car seat. A while back I did install this shift knob. This is not permanent. It doesn't go with the truck. I'm trying to keep an old school theme throughout, and of course that doesn't really say old school to me. Going to try to find a skull shifter knob like the previous owner had on it. That shift knob actually matches the skull almost perfect. It is an Alchemist skull, and it had Did not have the flower or the rose. Of course, it didn't have any of this. It did have the A, and it was made pretty much just like it. Of course, it also didn't have the green eyes. That may be something, if I can find one of those shift knobs, maybe, you know, I might even paint the green eyes in it. We'll have to see what goes on with all that. But for now, hopefully next update we'll be back up and running. I'll be driving her around some more. When I drove it, it drove really good. It's very rough on the bumps, of course. It's to be expected. But the roads around here are pretty shitty too. That's one thing that's not really good. I know a long time ago when I had my Sonoma, had it lowered quite a bit. The roads around here weren't that bad. So that's a big difference. These days, the roads don't tend to not be kept up as well. So till next time, take care.